Lori Soma of lorisoma.com. And today I want to talk to you about something that I know a lot of you will probably understand in a deeper level. And that is how my father was the like biggest manipulator ever. He was a master manipulator. And I'm sure that you can understand this even if it's not, even if, the person that manipulated you was not your father, or was a friend, or is a friend, is a partner, is a significant other, anything like that. I think the characteristics that a master manipulator puts you through, and the signs and the warning signs and how to recover are the same no matter what. So I'm going to tell you about my father, and then I'm going to tell you about how I'm recovering from being manipulated by him for many, many years of my life. And the thing is that when you're a kid, you don't really understand what's going on, right? So what my father did my entire life was, I always heard that he always said he was keeping the peace. That's what he said. He always wanted to keep the peace. But I noticed quite early on that my father just wanted everyone to think that he was like amazing. He wanted, obviously he had some sort of like self-love issues and issues within himself, a lot of issues within himself, because he abused me and I'm sure that he abused others. But because of that, he manipulated people. He wanted to keep people thinking that he was great. And my thought is that him manipulating people gave him that. It gave him the, feeling that people appreciated him or liked him. So when I was growing up, what I would always see as a kid growing up is I would hear him talking to other people and bad mouthing other people, even people in my family. Like, let's say, my mother's side and his side, and my uncles and my aunts and my sisters. So I would notice that he would be bad mouthing other people to other people, right? It was always with him. His manipulation was making people, like putting people like on each other. He always wanted to be like the great person, but he wanted to like pin people against each other all the time. That was his way of keeping like everyone devoted to him, was his way of, pinning people against each other. And I noticed that as I was growing up. And I believe I remember when I was 7 and 8 years old, I'd hear this happening. I remember hearing it happen quite a few times where, he would be in the presence of someone and he'd talk about another person. Then he'd be to that person and he'd talk about another person. Then he'd be in that presence of a person and talk about. I mean, it was just like, it was constant. But I remember the one time that I completely remember like thinking to myself, oh, I get this now. I get how you are. I was about 9 years old and we were at my godmother's house in upstate New York, and my father was a carpenter, and he, like my other sisters he would complain to them that he needed to go up to my godmother's house and that my godmother was making him remodel her house. So my father was a carpenter and he remodeled my godmother's house, which turned into my godmother and my uncle's house too. But to my godmother, he was like, oh, no. I enjoy doing this. All you got to do is feed me. Just give us a place to stay. All I care about is a great vacation. You don't need to pay me, is what he said to her. And I heard him say that over and over and over again. But to my sisters, his daughters, it was a completely different thing. He badmouthed my godmother. He badmouthed her that she wasn't paying him, and she, thought was making him do it for free, and he was making him, take off his vacation time just to go work over there. Like, I remember being 9 years old and hearing this and sitting there going, you're a freaking liar. Like, how dare you, And so he did this to me, and he did this to my sisters. Like, he would badmouth my sisters to me. He'd badmouth me to them. I mean, like, I don't think that this guy, I don't think my father ever had an actual real relationship with anyone, that he wasn't bad mouthing people just to like get other people to be on his side. And I will tell you that that really, really worked how I had relationships in my life. And I'm going to stand up and say, yes, like it worked how I handled relationships, and I did that too for quite a while. I became that manipulator because that was all that I knew. And I thought that like I saw him doing it. And so I emulated him because that's what we do as kids, right? But so if this, if this resonates with you, please go ahead. Leave me a comment below if you have manipulative parents or family members, or if you're going through this with a spouse or significant other or kid or like anything or friend, leave me a comment down below. I know that so many of you are going to understand this. And the thing is that when we are manipulated like that, like we tend to think that it's our fault. We tend to think that there's something wrong with us. Like why would they be talking about us to other people? And not only that, but then when they come back and they're gossiping to us and manipulating us, telling us the bad stuff about other people, truth bomb here right now, it feels good. It feels good when they do that because it makes us feel like we're important to them, right? Truth bomb right there. Nobody wants to explain that. Nobody wants to nobody wants to say that, but it's the truth because when we are being manipulated, it makes us feel good that other people are bad mouthing other people to us because it makes us feel like we have some sort of bond with them. And that is one of the most powerful things that manipulators have. And that's one of the most powerful holds and over us, is that they know that when they badmouth other people to us, it makes us feel better because we feel like we look better in their eyes. We feel like they're trusting us to say these things to us, but in reality, they're not. They're not. They're just using us. They're just manipulating us. So I want to just tell you that it's not your fault. And when we are being manipulated by people, we tend to, internalize all of that. We tend to think that it's us, it's our fault, we're the bad people, because they make us feel that way, right? They can literally turn the whole world against us. They build us up and then they break us down. And they can literally turn everyone we know against us. And we're left with, what the hell? What just happened? I didn't do anything wrong, right? But they make you feel that way. And then everyone else makes you feel that way because the manipulator is so strong. They're so good at what they do. But let me just tell you, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And the thing that I have really, really worked on a lot to get to this point, and now like my relationship with my family is not better. I don't think that they understand, although I don't know. I mean, if I understand it, maybe they do. But my relationship with them and my sisters, like my relationship with my godmother is amazing. Some relationships can be salvaged and some can't. And that's okay. That's okay. Just let that sink in. Like it's okay if you cannot recover from that. Recover your relationships with other people from that. It sucks, but it's okay. But I want you to know that it's not your fault. And what I did to really, really recover from it is work on myself, because like we can talk for hours about what that person did, what my father did, what your manipulator has done to you or did to you. We can talk and talk and talk and say what they did for hours. But the thing is that it doesn't matter because it's already done. And it doesn't matter because they're not going to change, and nothing's going to change what they did, and nothing's going to change what they said or how they manipulated you or anything. The only thing that you can change from right now is how you're going to respond to it and how you're going to build yourself up from it. So that is the most important thing that I can give to you, is start building yourself up. Start understanding that the way that they tried to break you down is not you, Start working on your self-love. Start working on yourself. It is so important to work on yourself and work on how you respond to that. You don't need to be in that for the rest of your life. You really don't. You don't. You're worthy. You're worth more. You are enough. You don't need to be in that for the rest of your life. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you do like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to my channel for more videos, motivational, inspirational videos. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope that this helped you. And if it has helped you, please go ahead and drop a comment below. Thanks.